coming to you live from Donald's Dino Bash, aka Dinoland, USA. I'll give a few seconds here, see if anyone wants to come on before we start doing a little walk around through the area. So, in case you did not see, today they made some announcements over at the Destination D. The D23 Destination D is going on over at Contemporary right now. And one of the announcements they made was about Dinoland, USA becoming a brand new land called the Americas, inspired by Encanto and Indiana Jones. So essentially we're going to be getting, most likely, the Indiana Jones attraction from Disneyland will be making its way over here. But I figured because of that, we might as well come over here and do a little walk around and kind of go into a little mini version of the story of Dinoland USA. Because Dinoland USA is without a doubt one of the best overall stories from start to finish throughout an entire land. So what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of walk around. We'll tell you the story of Dinoland USA. And while we go through and tell you the story of Dinoland USA, just kind of, we're going to show you where specific things are. And as every good story starts, it starts with food. Well, not food, but it starts with Restaurantosaurus here. Now, Restaurantosaurus is the main dining location here at Dinoland USA, but it's also home to the start of our story. So back in the 1940s, this was not a restaurant. This was actually a fishing hotel, resort, what have you. And when there was two guys that were sitting there fishing one day, one of them was kind of digging around in the dirt, and he came across none other than a dinosaur bone. So when he came across this dinosaur bone, things started to happening, and all these things that started to happen rolled into what will become eventually Dinoland USA. Let's go in order here. So when he started doing some digging, a bunch of paleontologists came through that were apparently bad to the bone. And they set up a brand new dig site right where the guy found the dinosaur bones. And that area is now the Boneyard. Over here, the Fossil Fun site at Dinoland USA. Now, when they started to go through and create this dig site for the paleontologists, other things would have to happen. And that was they needed a headquarters. So naturally, they set up their headquarters at the only building that was around that could actually have people kind of, hang out and live in. And that would be the location where Restaurantosaurus currently sits, aka that fishing village that those two guys were staying at. So while these two guys were sitting here, or not the two guys, but now while these paleontologists were sitting here, they started to set up a brand new headquarters for dinosaurs in the area. Because more and more people were interested to see these dinosaurs, because back in the day, dinosaurs were a massive thing, especially if you found dinosaur bones. Think Jurassic Park, but even older. So when they started to go through and create this brand new area, they put on this extension to the building, which would become home to a paleontologist headquarters right on the other side of this part, where they could actually bring in the different dinosaur bones and they could take a look at them. And then on the other side of that, they would create the very first ever Dino Institute in this land. I know you're thinking, but there's another Dino Institute. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. Now, while all of this stuff was going on and they were turning Restaurantosaurus, aka the fishing village at the time, into that Dino Institute, something else was going on in this part of the land. Because like I said, there were two spots that were around back when that fishing village and those two fishermen were around. First off, we had the fishing resort, and the other thing we had was up around the corner here, and that was the one and only gas station. So if you look over here, we got gas pumps there, and then around the corner here, we have the actual gas station. This park's a lot busier than I thought it was going to be today. So we got the gas station here, and the gas station was owned by a married couple whose name was Chester and Hester. So Chester and Hester owned the gas station here, And at that point, it was just a very modest, very quaint little gas station that people would come to when they were, just traveling on the open road. There was not a whole lot else going on in the area. However, something would happen when this dinosaur bone would happen or be discovered. I'm trying to tell this story, but at the same time, I keep on getting distracted by people around me. So, Chester and Hester decided that they were going to go through and they were going to take advantage of the fact that more and more people were coming to their area, and they decided to turn their gas station into a massive gift shop that focused solely on the idea of dinosaurs. Also, if you ever wondered what Chester and Hester look like, two of them are right here. Their first dollar that they ever earned is right here. And then back when they first opened up, right there. Chester and Hester people. So Chester and Hester would have it, so they would have this as their new business. So it was not just the gas station, but it was pretty much one of those really, I want to say, I'm trying to think of the right word for it. But it was just full of a bunch of little merchandise, a bunch of little knickknacks that people could buy on the open road while they're coming down US 498, which is the name of the road right here. Now, while all this stuff was happening, there was a few other things that would start to evolve. Now, first off, the entire county would be switched up to Diggs County, Dig being like, digging for bones. So this is actually Diggs County that we are currently sitting in, and the road that we're sitting on is 498. It's actually a nod to Disney's Animal Kingdom opening up in April of 1998. We're going to get to this stuff in just a little bit here. So we have Chester and Hester, we got the paleontologist, but more and more things were happening. So as the years would go on, more and more people would start going through and joining the paleontology program for Diggs County, because they wanted to go through and they want to be future paleontologists, they want to work with dinosaurs. And so as time would go on, the Restaurantosaurus would take on yet another pathway that it probably was never expected it to be. It became a home to young paleontologists that would actually live in this area. Now, while these different young paleontologists were there, they reconverted a few different spots. So over here is the hip joint. So if you've ever gone inside there, it's like the spot where there's a badminton net at the top of the roof. There's also all these awards kind of scattered around, but essentially it's a place for college students to hang out. If you actually go up here to the roof, we're not actually going to go to the roof, although I really wish. But while you go to the roof, you can see that this is a place where these college kids would actually live every single day and have some fun. So up here you can actually see some archery stuff, and they would actually shoot the arrows against the water tower up here and then use this bucket to haul them back over. So it was a place for them to not just work, but to also live. However, as time would go on, the Dino Institute, located in this part of the building right here, became more and more popular. And when that became more and more popular, the people who owned it said, you know what, we need some more room. So they decided they were actually going to build a brand new Dino Institute. This would be on April 22nd, 1978. Food scraps have been finalized. We fertilized these plants with dirt made from your trash tableware and leftovers. Cool. So this area would continue to be a paleontologist area. It would also be a home to the students that were studying to become paleontologists. But also, as time would go on, they just needed to expand that building because it just wasn't big enough to handle the amount of visitors that they had coming into the area every single day. So like I said, April 22nd, 1978, exactly 20 years before Disney's Animal Kingdom would open up, we would receive a brand new Dino Institute. Now this Dino Institute would not have dinosaur yet. We're going to get to that part of the story in just a few minutes here. But here we would have it. So the Dino Institute would focus on teaching the people the way of actual dinosaurs, the way of the past. What happened to dinosaurs? Why did they go extinct? and so much more. Now, while all this was going on in 1998, we would have it so Disneyland Kingdom would open up around this area. Now, when it opened up around this area, it was specifically because of a brand new attraction the prime people here at the Dino Institute decided to create. And they created something called the Time Rover, an amazing machine that literally transports you to the age of the dinosaurs. How? That's proprietary. So when they created the brand new thing called the Time Rover, people were now actually allowed to step into the past and actually see dinosaurs as they actually were. Now, while all of this was going on, there was a doctor named Dr. Grant Seeker. Get it? Grant Seeker. Dr. Grant Seeker would be working in this area, and he would actually have it so not only would he transport people to the age of the dinosaurs, but he discovered that the iguanodon was the secret to figuring out everything about dinosaurs. So he put people on a very, 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 very sketchy journey where they may live, but most likely they may die. So when he did that, other people in the area started to say, you know what? I have an idea. So let's go back to Chester and Hester's. The Dino Institute gift shop. I love Dinoland USA. Just the overall story is unbelievable. And it's just not, the story is just not admired enough by people. I want to know when construction is going to start on this new land, because I just don't have enough time. I've always wanted to write a book about Dinoland USA. Maybe I don't know. No, I'm just talking out loud to myself while walking through Dinoland USA, and people around me become crazy. Okay, so while we're going through, and Dr. Grant Seeker puts people in this terrible, terrible journey where they almost die trying to go back and get an iguanodon, Chester and Hester decide, you know what? It's kind of smart. The idea that these people are coming out here, they're paying big money. You know, it's not a cheap journey to travel into the past. And they figure a lot of people are going to be coming out to the Dino Institute, but not everyone is going to be able to actually afford this journey to the past with the Dino Institute. It's going to cost them a lot of money. So Chester and Hester put their things together, their brains together, and they said, you know what, if we can't figure out a way how to make more money off in our gift shop, maybe we can make it in our parking lot. So they decided what they're going to do is they owned all the area around here. Oh wait, we're going to have Chip and Dale here in their Dino Institute. Oh, there's Donald there too. I love them. So his what they would do is they would actually convert their... Hi, Daisy.
We left you behind.
They would convert the parking lot into a brand new area. So when you're actually here at the Chester and Hester section of this area, the reason it kind of looks run down and looks like it's, you know, just a parking lot with some rides on it is because that's exactly what it is. They literally converted their old parking lot into an area to make some more money. Ooh, you can go on Triceratops spin. There's no wait. So when they first decided to do this, because of the idea of Dr. Grant Seeker going through and having it so he almost killed all of us. Thank you. Yeah. But because of the idea of Chester and Hester, or Dr. Grant Seeker, taking us on this journey where we might possibly die, that's when he created the Chester and Hester created the Primeval World, because the Primeval World would actually go through the exact same storyline that the attraction Dinosaur would go through. You start off in present day, you could travel back to the past, you almost get killed by some asteroids, and all of the dinosaurs are trying to escape. Eventually, you find the dinosaur you're looking for, again, an iguanodon, and face, you know, certain death. But not so certain, because you live. But that kind of wraps up the storyline of Dinoland USA.
Make sure you have all your belongings and walk.
We will hop on the ride here, though, with you guys.
Thank you, students. Please head to our one and only exit. Following those exit signs. And welcome to all of the new spinners. As a reminder, please seek the...
No, so I'm assuming the roller coaster they removed, now that they've announced that this is going to be a completely different area called the Americas, I'm assuming that's going to be probably a different attraction that we just don't know what it's going to be yet. This entire area will be completely different. I think the only area that will stay the same will be Dinosaur itself, which will become an Indiana Jones attraction.
You guys are going to head in down to the left, okay? Down to the left. Down to the left.
Yeah. Oh, the dinosaurs are going to be looking at us almost the entire ride now.
Hey, Spinners, it's Chester here, reminding you for your safety to stay seated with that seatbelt fastened good and tight as you spin. Whilst you're spinning, keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside, and be sure to watch your
Thank
chin.
you.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado con el cinturón de seguridad ajustado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del dinosaurio. Cuide a los pequeñitos. Gracias. Riders in the front row can use their lever to fly higher or lower. Riders in the back row can use their lever to tilt forward or backward. Ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Lately, so I've been trying to do as many attractions as possible, as you guys probably know. And lately, this ride has the longest load and unload area, where the cats are just kind of like slowly do it. I'm like, oh my gosh, just hurry up. Now instead of starting the ride, the guy's doing peekaboo with one of the kids.
Alright, get ready to have some fun in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that kind of takes us around Dinoland USA. There's the where Primeval World is. We'll be able to see a little better on the Specs Pass. Now you know what you're looking for. So not a whole lot over there. We did. There's some foundation still there, but mostly it's completely gone. Yeah, so who out there, are you guys excited for the Americas, or are you going to miss Dinoland USA? I'm really bummed about Dinoland USA. I just think the storyline is so well thought out that I'm really bummed that it's going to be going away. I'll be spending a lot of time in Dinoland USA over the next few months.
Looks like our little dinosaurs are landed. So please stay seated. When they come to a complete stop, make sure you have all their belongings and then walk to the exit gate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so we're going to be wrapping up our broadcast today right here. Thank you everyone for joining us. As always, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We'll see you guys once again tomorrow. Actually, later on today, we'll have a YouTube short up. maybe something from Dinoland USA. I haven't filmed one yet, so we'll see what happens. All right, until next time, have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.